Hey there, this is Press Pause with Vig Villain. I'm Jeff. The villain has sprained his ankle. Now, normally this channel is about one thing and one thing only, and that's how to turn making sweaters for squirrels into a full-time job instead of just a side hustle or weekend hobby. But today, we're going to talk about video game news. Let's get into it. PS5's are alleged to have melted USB connections at the EVO 2023 tournament. Several players posted screenshots to Twitter or X, or whatever dumb crazy thing Phony Stark wants me to call the platform. Take a look here. This is ooey gooey. No thank you, we. Who wrote that? I did? I wrote that? I didn't write that. Now, according to Alex Jabaly, founder and tournament organizer of CEO Gaming, it's the Blue Piece's fault. Friggin' Blue Piece. Now, this plastic is basically just to support what you're plugging in, so by removing it, you do run the risk of maybe bending the pins or just having a loose connection. The thing is, replacing a melted port wouldn't be an easy thing to do for the average consumer. To be fair, this could just be faulty PS5s. These things are on all day long at the tournament, so they're gonna get hot. And in theory, like most consoles, the PS5 is designed to shut off before it reaches unsafe temperatures. Now, plastic melting on the rear might be what you classify unsafe temperatures, so why didn't these things shut off? I reached out to my own personal PS5 for comment. Look, you don't have to answer my questions, but my audience is sharp. And staying silent, it's going to be a bad look for you. I guarantee it. Okay. Your decision. In other fighting game news, Street Fighter 6 is launching a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles collab, and it's out today, August 8th, and I want one of those turtle costumes so bad. The marketing crossover worked, damn it. I'm booting up Street Fighter 6 like the moment I'm done editing this video, so if production value seems a little bit lower than usual, just know
I like turtles.
Devolver Digital held a Devolver Delayed showcase where they highlighted all the games they're pushing into next year. Now, if you watch this channel regularly, you'll know in a previous video I highlighted 4 out of 5 of these games. I remain excited for those games, and while it is likely they just needed more time in the oven, I think it's also a very smart move to get them out of 2023. The rest of this year has an insane amount of major games releasing just about every month, and I think these games from Devolver will have more room to breathe than what so far seems to be a quieter year with 2024 for releases. Next up, a new PS5 public beta is testing 4K game streaming for PlayStation Premium users. Previously, the streaming was limited to PS4 games and games from older generations, but now in this beta, users can access PS5 games in up to 4K resolution. In contrast, Xbox's xCloud caps at 1080p 60 FPS. I don't have premium, but merely extra or essential, or I don't know what I have, because PlayStation Plus's naming scheme is about as bad as like Xbox's Series X, Series S, as in I know the right words, I just don't know the order they go in, but I know I don't have premium because I don't have cloud on PlayStation, so I can't test this, but I'm very curious to see how it runs, because, you know, I would imagine most people are going to want performance as in like frames per second over resolution, especially if they're streaming this to a mobile device. On the other hand, if TV streaming is to become popularized, I don't think 1080p is going to cut it in the future, so hats off for PlayStation, or hats off to PlayStation for making the attempt. New Zealand has cleared Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard King with no apparent stipulations, ruling that the merger is not likely to cause a substantial lessening of competition. Commission Chair Dr. John Small stated, "While Activision games, in particular Call of Duty, are popular with New Zealand gamers, our inquiries did not find that they are likely to be must-have in order to compete with Microsoft in New Zealand." Microsoft's Brad Smith took to X, to remind everyone that the deal is now being cleared in 41 countries, and we're all just waiting on the UK to see what they do. I remain neutral on the benefits of this deal, because while I think Game Pass offers a lot of good stuff, and I might be the only one on this one, is very likely financially sustainable, I do worry how microtransaction and advertisement heavy a subscription service is likely to become. Only time will tell, though, and I've yet to hear, on the other hand, a legal argument for why this deal should be blocked that does anything more than say like, well, big is automatically bad, or I prefer PlayStation, and those are really ideologies and not so much challenges to the legality of this merger. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see how it plays out. Sticking with Xbox for this next story, according to Special Nick of the Xbox Era podcast, Microsoft may be planning a digital-only version of the Xbox Series X. Now, I first heard this reported in writing by Insider Gaming, but I went and checked out the podcast in question, And the section where they discussed this was labeled the rumor mill, so take this with a giant boulder of salt, but I don't think a digital Series X would be all that surprising. Each year, the share of gamers who go all digital is increasing. It's already the majority. PlayStation is rumored to be preparing to sell a detachable disc drive and take the base PS5 totally digital. I do want to caution, though, as people are speculating that this potential digital Series X would also have beefier specs to prepare for the apparent PS5 Pro that is on the horizon. I don't think that's likely. I don't think Microsoft would want to widen the gap between the Series S and then their high end. The S is reportedly the largest pool of Xbox owners, and if you look at things like the success of the less powerful Nintendo Switch and Microsoft's stated goal of taking the audience wider and wider, it's probably not in their interest to focus on console power when their goal seems to be mass software adoption across console, PC, and mobile through their subscription service. So I don't think we're going to see an Xbox Pro. It just doesn't seem to fit with their goal. Now, if we do later in the generation see it, possibly, I could see maybe near the end. But I think with what they've done with the Series S, how they've marketed that, I think it'd be very dangerous to them to make a Pro that they wouldn't be able to get full use out of, because I don't see a situation where Microsoft can abandon the Series S, especially not this early in the life cycle, especially not right before they start to drop all of the games people have been so almost too patiently waiting for. So I think Microsoft is kind of stuck in the parameter it has. Not that that's tough, right? We've seen how Nintendo has succeeded. I still don't believe that a PS5 Pro is necessary, but we'll see what they do with it. And yeah, that rambling editorialization at the end, that's it for today. I should go. How dare you waste my time like this? Why even do the interview? You're going to come here, you're going to sit there with your yapper zipped up and waste my time. Like I don't got shit to do? Like I don't got better things to do with my time?